I'm Jeanette Abrahamson, the Vice President of Social and Content at TradeHounds, and I'm here with Sonia Coleman. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, how you doing, Jeanette?
Hi. Can you please tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. I've been working with IDEA, the Industry Data Exchange Association, for many years, and I basically go out and I help with the external. So I talk to people like yourself. I also help them with eBiz and basically get real-world feedback from customers, case studies, and learn about what IDEA can do and the industry, and more importantly, get customers' feedback about how IDEA is helping them.
So we met at eBiz. That was the first time I met you, and so I'm excited that we have some time today to sit down in DC and kind of catch up. For those people who don't know what eBiz is, will you explain that for us?
Sure. It is the electrical industry data syndication event. So it's for basically anything with electrical and also e-commerce, data, basically digital folks coming together in the industry, distributors and manufacturers, and basically working together to transfer information more effectively, efficiently, and help everyone sell more products.
I know that you guys got a new president.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit what that means for IDEA and the future of the organization?
Well, it's very exciting. IDEA's been on a really great trajectory for like the last, since David Oldfather's been there. He's an industry titan and everyone's super respected, and he's been doing a great job just getting IDEA in a position to help the industry be more innovative. So now Patrick Knight is coming in as the president of IDEA. He has a lot of industry experience. He's worked with everything from national accounts to the buying groups. He's worked with Rexel most recently and kind of built up their solar area. So he's got a lot of diverse experience, but also really understands the technology. He's worked with IDEA at different roles, so he understands from a customer perspective how it works and what's going on. And he's going to be a great addition to the team. So we're really excited about his role and how he's coming in. And we're looking forward to what the future holds and some of the new exciting things that are going to be happening in the future.
And so we partner with IDEA. So I'm lucky enough to get to do meetings with the IDEA people every once in a while, every few weeks. And we've been hearing a lot of rumblings about how IDEA is using AI to improve data quality. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, there's a new program or platform that they're unveiling, and it's called Data Whispers. And the concept is that you can ask questions of your data, and it can help you. A customer comes in, an employee needs to know some information, and they can ask questions and get relatable feedback in small chunks, whether it's text or there are a lot of different formats it can come in. And then basically, you can also use this to kind of analyze, use your data analytics and make better decisions. So it's a really great way to bring together the power of data with some of the newer technology that's available.
So the way that we use IDEA here on the TradeHounds platform is also tied into the way that we were using it as part of our partnership with material management software, is to improve our product catalogs. And so we've been getting a lot of more new information about different products at distributor branches around the country, and making it easier for our tradespeople in the app to search for products and to find where to buy them. So it's been absolutely like a necessity for our ability to communicate that type of information to the tradespeople out there that are looking to buy these products, that need to use different materials in their jobs every day. Could you tell me a little bit about how other partners use IDEA?
Sure. Well, the manufacturers, and very large number of them in electrical, basically provide their data to IDEA, and everything from transactional, e-commerce, images, all the things, and they basically put that into the IDEA connector platform, and then distributors can export that in the format that they need and use it in all their different systems to power their sales and all the different parts of their business. So, the exciting thing that's been going on the last couple of years is the harmonized data model, which is called the HDM. And so IDEA has been working with about 60 companies to develop a process for this way of harmonizing data. So basically the goal is to get manufacturers put the data in one format and then be able to take that data and supply it to distributors in the format they need. There's different standards and different ways of doing that, and especially in different parts of the world. So that's what we've been working on that side. And then on the distributor side, what's really exciting is we've been working with those subject matter experts to go through all the big categories and determine how to normalize that information. So a distributor, let's say right now they're getting something that's half inch. There's like 9 different ways to communicate that in a database. And as you know, him being involved in the digital side, you can't have 9 different ways to be searching. It's going to have a nightmare if you have 9 different ways. And there's not been a really good way to manage that in a streamlined way. And distributors are managing it on their own, but ultimately it needs to be dealt with. So IDEA is working in those normalization rules as well into that process when that data is being harmonized. So ultimately, distributors are going to have a much better, cleaner, more unified, standards-based information that they're getting, which is going to be a big win for the industry and for our customers. Like you said, if they're on their phone and they're looking up something and they need it to be a certain piece of information, they want to find it quickly, right? They don't want to find a search and go, I know this product's here, where is it? And have to go find it. So I feel like that's ultimately we're streamlining that directly from the manufacturer. And when it comes direct from the manufacturer, you're getting the right information. It's not being scraped off of something. It's not incorrect. It's the right information coming from the right place. And then it's getting into the hands of the customer so they can make that purchasing decision and not be frustrated, right? We want to make the customer experience better. And whenever they can see that product, buy the right product, you avoid returns, you avoid frustration. You don't lose the customer by them going to another place to buy. Like you're dealing with on Trade Hounds, they are able to immediately see what they need to do, get it done, get that product ordered and on the job site and installed. And that's what everyone wants. So the more we can help with that, even from things like lead times, having that information correct helps with supply chain challenges. So that's another thing, ideas we've been talking about the last couple of years, like, hey, make sure you keep your lead times up to date. And that all filters through to the end user and the products and the projects and all the pieces that are there. So yeah, those are some of the things that are going on that are exciting. It's just, and as you know, in this industry, you make progress and then it evolves and then it's suddenly like a big new thing, right? Even though it's been going on for multiple years. So it's in the process of happening. It's been happening, but it's probably closer to people really realizing the impact it can have.
Yep, and that data normalization and the naming conventions that have been a huge topic for us and my engineers, these wonderful teammates of mine have been working really hard. Thanks to IDEA, we've been working together to try to figure out those issues, like just how do you write 1/2 has been the topic of many meetings.
Oh yeah.
And I think solving for that is going to really set us all up for being able to embrace the next innovative solution. And for us to be able to partner together has been so helpful because like everyone's suffering from these problems. And now not only can we partner to solve them, but we can also use AI to help solve some of these problems and work together to just make it easier for people to buy products and materials. And so one of the things that we were able to do with that is we just added like an AI image search.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
so our engineers installed a cool like little camera button in the search bar, and the user can turn on the camera and take a picture of like any material they have. And it'll automatically pull up like, what is the brand name? What is the product name? And then where can you find that at different distributors, which distributors carry it. And like that data is just really central to every single thing that we can then build on top of it. And all of that helps to create more commerce, to drive more traffic to distributors, to make more money for the manufacturers, and then ultimately the contractors. The lead time thing is such a huge deal. We're hearing that a lot from our users.
Yeah.
And so I feel excited when technology can be used to solve all these problems. And I feel like we're so close to being able to really take advantage of all of these things that you guys have been working on and that we've been partnering on. And so I can't wait for everyone to see all of the new amazing tools that they have to really make their jobs a lot easier.
Yeah, and it's been exciting too. I've been involved with IDEA since pretty much it began. So for me, it's been really exciting the last 5 years. Since COVID, I feel like data's come to the forefront. People are realizing, hey, this has a huge impact. It's really important, and that's awesome. I mean, I'm so pleased. Even here at NAW, people are talking about data and product data, and that hasn't really always percolated to the top levels of organizations in the past. So that's something I'm thrilled about. I mean, when we talk with distributors from other verticals, they really need a solution for their product data syndication. There's not really solutions in every distribution vertical. So I feel like we're very fortunate in electrical to have a solution that's been under development for the last 25 years and to be so far along that we can now build innovation on top of it, and grow the amount of information available, the quality of it, and the normalization, kind of fine tune it. But we already have a structure to build with, which I think is amazing. And, something that it's just easy to forget if you're not, in other parts of the B2B space where that's really just not an option. People are having to build their own, which just takes a lot of resources. So yeah, these are all things I'm excited about. I'm very excited about the future. I think there's a tremendous amount of opportunity that we can do to help distributors, manufacturers, end users be more efficient, better serve their own companies, their own customers, and ultimately see our future get better than what it's been. It's always good. It's getting better every day, but I feel like there's so much more that can happen, and it can happen quickly if we all collaborate together versus try to, kind of hold it all in our secret proprietary world, right? So when we work together, a lot of times we can see a lot more progress faster. And I think the manufacturers and distributors understand that. That's why they're collaborating, for the Harmonized Data Matter, to have 60 different companies working together to do something good for the industry ultimately makes everyone's business better. Yeah. So I think that's an important point to what IDEA does, is just always remembering, like, if it's for the industry, by the industry, we're working together to make everything better for the industry.
So we have that same philosophy, which is another reason that we love IDEA so much, because the same thing with the Trade Hounds platform that we're building, it's for the industry. And so we display like all the distributors there, and that's some questions that we get often at different events. It's like, well, if you're putting my competitor on there, like I don't, why should I participate? And then I think it makes sense like on a short-term basis, but then when you see the big picture and you see how much additional commerce you'll be getting through being able to be discoverable, through improving your search, and all of these things that right now are exciting and it's happening and people are kind of relieved, but like really soon, that's the expectation. And we were talking about how, like, for Amazon, for example, like that has really changed the buying expectation.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important that we all understand that by collaborating with one another inside of the ecosystem and protecting our industry, that we're helping everyone. And so even if you think, oh, it's helping our competitor, but it's helping you too. And if you don't do it, you'll be hurting yourself, which none of us want. So I think it's really important to embrace that collaborative mindset and to see how we can help each other and how we can utilize technology like that, because you're right, it's happening quickly. And it feels like it's happening exponentially, because we were talking about the data normalization and all those things in a few meetings before, and they were saying all of that was manual. Just like the past few years, that was a very rigorous process. And now with AI coming into the picture, it's going to happen faster and faster and faster, which will enable us to change more and grow more. And so that's kind of the advice that I would have for any distributors or manufacturers that are kind of considering, like, should I lean back? Should I watch first? Where should I be on that bell curve of innovation? Am I daring enough to be on the front half? And I think that people who are will definitely see the benefits of that collaborative, innovative nature, because it's going to be coming quickly in the future.
Yeah, and your competitors, yes, they're your competitors, but there's other competitors that are outside of what you think of as your competitors. So, if you don't help your industry stay strong, other industries will come in.
Right.
So I think that's always the point you have to think of. It's like, yeah, I want to help my competitors to be strong. I want my customers to be strong, because I don't want a disruptor to come in either. So, that makes a lot more sense, I think, when you're talking about working together as an industry. So I think most distributors that are successful, most manufacturers know that, but it's just a good reminder that, hey, we're all here together. Let's raise the tide. Let's make it better for everyone. And let's let our capabilities that actually shape our business be the differentiator. And we don't want a bad piece of information to really be our obstacle. We want to be able to let our people shine or let our knowledge shine, but not let, a mistake from a piece of information that no one could control be the problem that is maybe a stumbling block in our journey. And make it where people can order and, like you said, get on their phone. I mean, Denise Keating at IDEA, who's an awesome guru of data, she told a story about a distributor where his son was a contractor, and he was at his house, and he was on a ladder doing something, and he needed to order a product, and he got his phone, and I don't know if it was Amazon or who it was, but he put an order in on his phone for a product that he needed. And his father is standing right there, and he's like, "Why do you order from me?" And he said, "Because I needed to do it right now, and I can do it in one click."
Yeah.
On my phone on this ladder, and I'd have to get off the ladder and call someone and to spend 15 minutes to order it from your distributorship. So, I mean, that's just, goes to show you, loyalty is there, but we have to make it easy for people to remain loyal and not, give them a reason to look for another solution.
Yep. And they don't have to do it on their own. I think that's the greatest part about the collaboration.
Yeah.
You have, we have a long way to go before we can compete with those type of platforms that do all of that as fast as the buyers want it to happen. Mm-hmm. But I think that's the greatest part about this type of collaboration, is that as long as we're doing it together, we can do it a lot faster, and we can benefit everybody.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, it's great talking to you. Thank you.